do that.
I mean, listen, man, a lot going off while we was on break, you know. Now we're back, you know. Derrick Rose, you know, took a leave of absence from the Cavs. Now he's back. You know, let's just talk about that a little bit. You know, they haven't came out and talked about, you know, what the issues were, but, you know, this is the second time I think he did this. I think last year he had an issue.
in New York.
He had an issue with in New York and having some, you know, I know he's close to his family. I know he's been dealing with different types of injuries and ailments.
Yeah.
When you get older, stuff like this messes with you. You know, I can already anticipate some of his confidence being damaged a little bit, but new team, new environment. I don't even know what's going on. Rod, I know you is a huge influence with D Rose. I know you got some history. Let's talk about him a little bit and what you know him to be. I know he's a family guy. Talk about it a little bit.
Well, you know, D Rose is a great guy.
Right.
You know, I enjoyed my time with him in Memphis.
Right.
But I think, you know, it's like Grant Hill. It's like Anthony Hardaway. You know, unfortunately, they had some injuries.
Right. Yeah.
And they had to play a different way.
Right.
And I think D Rose is trying to figure that out. But I also think it's a little bit in your head.
Right.
Because I think he's trying to still get to that MVP level, but I don't think he has to.
Right.
I think he's good enough how he is now.
Right.
When I watch D Rose, he still gets to spots.
Right. And
He
he's
still can
effective.
get, he's still fast,
Sure.
he still jump.
Right.
But I think it might be a little bit of pressing and trying to, you know, become,
Prove
you know,
himself.
what he was or what
Yeah.
people think he was. But I think he averaged 18 points last year.
Right, that's
you know,
no doubt,
5
man.
assists. So he's still that guy. But I think, you know, mentally he's just going through some things. But I still think he's that guy. I still think he adds a lot to the team. I just hope he finds peace within himself and he's able to be productive and help a team because he's still one of the better point guards in the league.
I think the toughest thing is
TD.
the rehab process. See, that's what happened at the end of my career. It was when I had my patella, when I tore my patella, it was like the rehab. When you constantly go through rehab, you have to come back and fight back to trying to be that player you were before you got hurt. It sets in your head, and you become mentally like, gosh, I don't want to go through this again.
Wow.
Right.
So 3 or 4 different rehabs make a whole lot of difference in a player, whether it's football, baseball, basketball. It affects you mentally.
Right. Are you worried about the Cavs still being relevant without him? Like, because, you know,
Man,
they're starting to turn it on now and get a rhythm.
It's still early, though.
I get it.
It's still early in the
But
season.
I'm saying from him, would that weigh on your confidence, seeing the team being better or getting better without you, whatever?
To be honest, as that player with me, no, it wouldn't. You know,
Right.
obviously, you never know what's going on in that man's life.
Right,
you
no
never
doubt.
know what's going on in someone else's life.
Right.
And, I mean, it's nothing out of the ordinary as far as having a professional job to take a
doubt.
leave of absence,
no doubt.
you know, for family issues. So you can't say that, D Rose is a sellout, this and that.
No,
You already know that man, when he's out there on
Proven.
that floor,
Right.
he gonna give you everything he got.
Right.
MVP,
Right.
all of that. He gonna give you everything he got. So my thing, I don't think that the Cavs is more focused on him, and not saying it in a bad way, but I mean, it's like, all right, we're going to give that man peace. That man is, hey, give him peace. We're not going to bring that up.
I want David Fizdale, how did Memphis got fired?
Fizzy!
Right. I did not see that coming, not so early. You know, reports came out, you know, him and Marc Gasol didn't see eye to eye.
Yeah.
I think another coach came out and said Marc Gasol tried to get him fired or whatever. So, you know, player-wise, you don't necessarily want that on your resume. But,
Nah.
you know, I always feel like it's a way to do something. You know, you got All-Star break. You know, I think you into what? We're into what, second month?
We didn't make it that far.
God,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Pretty soon.
It's a way to do something. So, you know,
Right.
the way this was done, was this a message? Good talk. The way it was done. Professionally, dog.
Yes
I
and
weigh
no.
things on quality and professionally the way you do something.
Well, I think it's rough on the coach. I don't know the whole situation.
Neither do I.
But as a coach, he had a really good year last year
Yeah.
in the playoffs, played well. It's the beginning of the season. So, you know, they still trying to figure themselves out. They got rid of a lot of key players. Mike Conley's hurt. So they were going through some things. But obviously there's some type of personality or personal thing going on over there. But I think it's tough for a coach. But then,
tough.
you know this league, too. It is a players' league.
Yeah.
And you got to figure it out.
Man,
You
look,
got to bridge
sooner
the
than
gap.
later.
You got to figure
gotta
it out.
be on the same page
You know,
with your
with your
star
star
player,
player and
Yes.
with that coach, you got to figure it out. And like I said, I don't know what's going on, but they said there was a break in communication, and I think that's when you lose it.
Right.
You know, as that head coach, you got to figure it out as that star player. You know, I've been with coaches that I haven't seen eye to eye with, and I can look back on it, and I say, man, we could have communicated more. We could have had that tough conversation. Because sometimes it takes that tough conversation to kind of bring a respect
bring it
together.
together,
You know what I
right.
mean? You may have to box it out verbally from time to time. And, you know, so there's something there, I don't know what, but it's tough for a coach like Fizdale to be fired. You know, I think he's an up-and-coming
Too early,
coach.
yeah.
It's early.
The
Yeah.
players coach. He worked his way up through the ranks. I think Fizz is well respected amongst the players.
Absolutely.
He can get another opportunity.
You know, hey, Fizz, keep your head up, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Keep your head up. It's,
You know-
it's going to come for you, bro.
You know, one of the things, too, with the Clippers, obviously Blake Griffin went out with an MCL, going to be out for some time. I read some reports where DeAndre Jordan just got an agent. You know, that's not good signs, obviously. They haven't been playing their best ball, but they're beat up a little bit. They got a lot of their major players out. But when one of your key structure players goes out and gets an agent, I've been hearing his names in some talks. These are wrong signs. Would you say these are all wrong signs for the organization?
I think there are. You know, this organization is financially strapped right now. So
Right.
it's not like they
Yeah.
can go out and sign guys to free agent, trade and get players. You know, this team has put themselves financially in a bad situation. And when you lose your key player and he's out for a few weeks, maybe possibly months,
Right.
that's your nucleus. So that's the guy you go to. He's the franchise player, and it's hard to lose that guy in the middle of a season. And, you know, so other guys are wondering who's going to be the next guy to step up for them because they don't have another go-to player.
Right. They got
you know.
Pat Beverly out for the year,
Yes,
right?
yes.
I think they got a number of guys out right now, which you know, they're going to have to lean on DeAndre.
I
So-
think it's tough for Doc Rivers right now because, you know, having won a championship with you guys, it's like he know exactly what it takes, but
agree.
he can't get those players right now.
I'd agree. Do those players even
Whoa.
exist in our league right now, you know? Like,
I
you got a
mean-
couple throwback players that you could probably say could play during the times we played, but do you have those grit players that you know, is kind of alluded on in our league right now?
It's tough. I mean, to go out and find those tough physical players that go in every night and give you 100% blood, sweat, and tear, that's what the game is missing. But this generation is totally different than how we played the game,
Right.
and they wanted the numbers to go up. So you start seeing more and more guys on the perimeter. They wanted numbers. So the physical contact that we were used to, that guys had to be prepared for, we don't see it anymore. So this game has changed.
I'm gonna say something. With the changing of all this and the elusiveness and the freedom to move, do you see guys not only the productivity, but do you see guys playing longer? I'm seeing LeBron in his 15th year, Rod. TD, Sheet. 15th year, we was in the league, dog. You damn near done.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting ready on. I saw something, dog. I saw something where Magic, Jordan was in their 15th year. They averaged 16 something. I think Magic and Bird was even retired. This man's 15. Look, dog. This season he's averaging 28.2, and I like to. And 8
Different
boards,
league,
8
bro.
assists.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's the
Freedom
fact
of
that-
movement.
right. It's going to the expectancy now to play 20 years and play past. He's at. I
And
think
that's
this
not
is-
knocking him.
He's 15
No,
years. He
at
can
all.
play
That's
easily
not
another
knocking
6
him at
years.
all.
They're coming out younger, too.
I'm saying too. All
Coming
this
out
is
younger,
right.
too.
Not only that, but I'm watching his responsibility in all of this, and I'm expecting with the freedom of movement, like you just said. Should we expect guys to play longer now?
I mean, it depends on who it is. I mean, of course, we all know that LeBron is who he is, and his numbers tell that. But he played in both eras. He played with us, you know,
True.
in our era when he first started out, and now he's in you know, the catalyst of this era now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So are you expecting him to play till he's 40?
No, I'm not. I mean,
He
doesn't have-
physically
he
probably
can.
does.
He doesn't
With
have
the
to, though.
stretching, the yoga, the new methods of
Yeah.
everything
I
now
don't
to
think
be
he
able to,
will.
the eating right, the dieting, the
could.
stuff that goes on in our league now. Have you been in our league?
nah,
Everybody has a new arena, has
his body
breakfast,
could,
lunch, and dinner.
His body could, but I don't.
His
After
appetite,
a while, dog,
desire.
it's like I want to enjoy the fruits of my
Desire,
labor.
desire.
But he's
Yeah.
so skilled that he can kind of almost not coast but coast. Like you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
skilled guys kind of last longer.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
And I think he knows how to play and kind of conserve his energy.
It'll be
and-
on him if he plays
Right.
that.
Yeah. But I think he
to
can
that
go to
age.
40.
And I think he's figured out how to play without the athleticism
need to.
that most players don't have.
He don't need to, yo. What else I got to prove?
Right.
To play that long into my 40, I ain't got to prove nothing else. I won my chips. I did
Shout out to
everything, yo.
LB, man. He always kept
I'm
it
gonna chill with my
consistent,
family
man.
and kids.
LP, play to your 45, LB.
Get out of here, boy!
One of my favorites.